let's take, for example, a person like Zigo, who admires Makandiwa, propagates the madness and the charlatanism of Makandiwa for a fee. How can that person be objective?
Ladies and gentlemen, Apostle T.F. Chiwenga has done yet another video. Vachishora Zigo, the people's journalist. Calling him a pimp, and Emmanuel Makandiwa pimp. Hanzi pimp Ramakandiwa, and he calls Makandiwa a charlatan. And he further says he's not going to grant me an interview because he says I don't have integrity, I don't have dignity. Nasinde nchi-interview amadzibaba ningi, mangwana nchi-interview nganga, people who are of questionable character. So based on that, he cannot grant me an interview. I've always said over time that Trukuda debater Apostle T.F. Chiwenga na Evangelist Marufo. So if he's not going to grant me an interview, it's okay, I don't mind. But at least grant Evangelist Marufo a debate. Kana bachizoda neka top up tokona kuiso Bishop Joshua Maponga. For that sake, kana ndiri ndikutarisa debate rikuitika. I'm willing to step aside. I no longer volunteer as a facilitator more debate for that sake. But we want to hear what Apostle T.F. Chiwenga has to say about me. Zvakatanga mushure meungenda share video Apostle T.F. Chiwenga talking about Makandiwa Zigo UK, where vaishora demeaning vachitaura what he thought about Makandiwa, and I did not comment anything on that video. Ndakangokata but share, and I want you to hear what Apostle T.F. Chiwenga has to say about that.
There are certain teachings that only apply to believers. And when you are not a believer in our ministry, the message does not concern you. Mm-hmm. It is amazing and alarming that one would record a video fighting a message that was clearly defined to whom was it addressed.
Skanzi pane mama teaching evanhu vemuchechi mavo chete kutoti kana usiri muchechi mavo hauna right yekucomment about it. But Apostle T.F. Chiwenga vanombozvifunga here pavanobata mateachings ekuchechi kwana Prophet Makandiwa, kwana Hubert Angel, kuna naZayoja. Vanombozvibata here kuti matarenda ndiye vanhu vekuZayoja chete. Hapana bamunombona zvichinzi vanhu vekuRoma mashandei matarenda. As Apostle T.F. Chiwenga vanotaura about these issues, and he does not see anything wrong. Tiita kushandisa kachimutauro kaya kasaying kechirungu kanonzi what is good for the goose is good for the gander. If Apostle T.F. Chiwenga can poke his nose into issues that is got to do with Zayoja, issues that is got to do with UEFI, then he should not cry foul when people poke their nose into issues that is got to do with JRM. Saka here, I don't think they are sacred cows. As long as tazvinzwa kuti ndozvaitika kuJRM, we'll surely talk about it.
But most of those people are either internet prostitutes or real world prostitutes, or pimps. We won't pick up fights with journalistic pimps. There are journalists who played our videos, who play our videos, say a lot of things. They make comments. They've never called us to clarify what they wanted to understand from our message.
The reason why we don't call you is because you are not receptive. Zvafana nauye debate. We have made a call again and again and again, and you didn't answer. And why would we call you when you actually say, I'm not going to grant you an interview? Yes, that's the sage with it. He will never grant us an interview. But he says we have never called him. Why would we call?
There's a reason why they don't ask for our comment. Mm-hmm. They know that our comment is not going to give them traction or followers. They get followers by misaligning and misappropriating our messages. So the more the confusion they create from our message, the more the viewership they get. The moment we clarify issues, they stop getting followers. So the idea is not to get things straightened up. The idea is to cause confusion and get followers. When they get followers, they get money from Facebook, they get money from YouTube, because they are jobless people. Their job is YouTube. So we understand that poverty causes people to do all sorts of uncouth things for them to make a living.
If you listen very carefully to what he is saying, he's saying we do not have any interest in hearing his side of the story. We never call him to clarify. So he believes that we misrepresent him, we present distorted information to people about what he would have said. But don't we have genuine interest to have Apostle T.F. Chiwenga clarify issues? Why do we then call for interviews? Why do we then call for debates which he have showed no interest in? For example, this debate that we have called for again and again with Evangelist Marofo, it's because we have got genuine interest for him to explain his side. Apostle T.F. Chiwenga nei vari kubelieve kuti isusu hatidi kunzwa side yestory yavo. When we call him for an interview many times, and tinongoenda deaf ear on this platform, we have asked kuti tiri kuda kuita interview nemi zvakaignoiwa, tiri kuti muite debate zviri kuignoiwa. We actually have a platform izvezvi tine a podcast where those who believe that they are being misrepresented, we are willing to sit down with them and hear their side of the story. If Apostle T.F. Chiwenga really wants to clarify issues, we can organize, whether virtually or physically, to consider interview now, if there is genuine interest.
Some of them, most of them, they peddle and advance charlatanism by marketing charlatans for a fee. We know that Makandiwa pays journalists to speak about him. We know that Magaya pays journalists to write about him, to generate content about him. We know that. Some of them, they even advertise anyone who wants to advertise their program. Come to us for a reasonable fee, we can advertise you. That is basically not journalism. That's not journalism. Journalism must be about publications of public interest, commentaries and articles and podcasts of public interest. And they have to be done ethically, professionally, and with an objective.
Yes.
So let's take, for example, a person like Zigo, who admires Makandiwa, propagates the madness and the charlatanism of Makandiwa for a fee. How can that person be objective?
There you have Apostle T.F. Chiwenga. He's laying some very serious allegations against me that I get money from Makandiwa. I am paid by Makandiwa to propagate his madness propaganda, which he calls madness. His teachings, he calls it madness. And he says, I get money from Makandiwa. And this is an allegation. An allegation. There is no proof whatsoever that I get money from Makandiwa. I've never talked to Makandiwa in my entire life. I don't know him. I've never met him. So to just assume that I get money from Makandiwa and you don't have proof. There is no proof. Apostle T.F. Chiwenga does not have any proof that I get money from Prophet Makandiwa. This is just a mere allegation. It's just like me waking up and saying Apostle T.F. Chiwenga is divorced from his wife, or saying Apostle T.F. Chiwenga gets money from who and who and who. It will be an allegation, and I can even be brought before courts for that. Kana ndakunakirwa message ya Prophet Makandiwa anenge wapreacher. It doesn't mean to Prophet Makandiwa vandipa mari. I say a lot of good things about different preachers who would have preached something that I would have liked. Does it mean that I get money from them? Apostle T.F. Chiwenga on my message, our no preacher, and no propagator. I can show you on my page. But then Apostle T.F. Chiwenga is the apostle to everyone, the apostle to the prophets, to the chi. I talk a lot of good things about this man, but I've never met him. He has never given me money. We don't even talk. Why would you think that I get money from Makandiwa? When I say good things about Apostle T.F. Chiwenga, do I get money from him? And why does it have to apply now? Kana Prophet Makandiwa. Prophet Makandiwa kana dondipa mari and rambe mbuzi ndikuida. But in the meantime, I don't get money from him.
Because marketing soap and bread is reasonable for a journalist to do. You are marketing a product for public good.
Yes.
But how do you explain a man who on Sunday he records a video? He plays Makandiwa's content where he's lying about the gospel, misrepresenting scriptures, saying a lot of things that are contrary to sound doctrine. The man says, this man is powerful, is highly anointed.
Religion is of
when
public interest.
Is a journalist required to describe a man of God as powerful and highly anointed?
Description.
What instruments do journalists use to say this one is powerful?
Information
highly
at hand.
anointed?
Information at
On
hand.
Monday, the same journalist is advertising a sangoma.
African,
On Tuesday, the same journalist is advertising a mapository.
African traditional religion.
A Zambara.
Issues of religion are of public interest. Issues of religion are of public interest. Almost everyone has got a religion that he or she subscribes to. That's why religion is the opium of the poor, the opium of the masses. Because religion is the most subscribed aspect of human life. Religion and more. So issues of religion are of public interest. Kutodarika politics. Kutodarika soccer.
On Wednesday, he's advertising an aphrodisiac for important men to buy to improve their virility in their matrimonial homes.
Yeah, mushonga. It's also an issue of public interest. Kana warume wachida mshongo msana. We can advertise it because it's a public need. It's not something that journalism yenye questionable noti ma advertise mshongo msana. Ko wano advertise flu, wano advertise mshongo msoro, ne mshongo msana kwese kurwara.
On Friday, he's advertising a woman who sings music that is leading youths astray and encouraging fornication and prostitution.
Entertainment.
What kind of journalism is that?
The same way we get music, yana Cardi B, yana Nicki Minaj, and my journalists, yana BBC, yana Chi, they've never been questioned about that. Entertainment. Let's not mix up things, much better. This platform, and it is just as good as TV. You can get anything here except porn. Entertainment, religion, gospel, business, politics, whatever you think of.
It is on that basis that we don't entertain journalists. We don't give them interviews. We don't advertise using them. It is because they are professionally bankrupt of dignity. They don't represent anything other than money at the end of the day. One day you are a journalist. The next day you are a blasphemer because a charlatan has paid you money to advertise his charlatanistic activities.
Where did we blaspheme?
We won't identify with such people. You have to show me that you have a certain identity and that you have certain principles and boundaries before we can work together.
So this is Apostle T.F. Chiwenga, ladies and gentlemen, and he is explaining, giving his reasons why he won't give us an interview. But for public interest, we are still open for that interview. We really want it. And if there's genuine interest on the part of Apostle T.F. Chiwenga to explain himself or to clear the misrepresentation that he claims, he really needs to be on this platform. But let's say that he does not want, he's adamant that he will never sit down with Zigo. I'm willing to give up and then lobby to have a debate between him and Evangelist Marufo. At least that. At least that. Tomire duba side. And when I go asanga na Makandiwa mozo ndiri kutsvanesta renyu kuno kwa mugoro poka something.